Plaintiff, Stacy Clemens, says after she rented her home to the defendant and her fiancé, the defendant overdosed on heroin and passed out in the garage. Stacy claims she only agreed to let them stay because the defendant checked into a rehab facility. But 4 days later, she checked out. Stacy eventually evicted the defendants, and she's suing them today for property damage. Defendant Stephen Tigler and Megan Favre insist Megan does not use heroin and never went to rehab for anything. Megan claims Stacy is a scam artist and a racist card-carrying member of the KKK who has a Confederate flag in her garage. They deny damaging Stacy's home.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Prove your case.
I have known Megan for about 6 years, during which time I have been very close friends with her mother. Also during that time, I was told that there were various financial difficulties and also difficulties with a heroin addiction.
What?
Who's allegedly hooked on heroin?
Megan?
Okay.
I'm addicted to heroin.
That's why they put you in a rehab hospital when you collapsed in my garage.
And what proof do you have of that, Stacy?
Stephen calling me and begging me to let you stay there, and I said you had to do 30 days of treatment.
Ma'am, did you have to go to drug rehab?
No.
Okay. Go ahead.
In the beginning of April of 2009, Megan had called me. I had moved out of state. They knew I still had a home in Rockford, Illinois that I was renting out at the time. At the time, my ex-husband was staying there, but they were frantic. They were getting kicked out of their current condo, and they needed some place that they could go, and they only had like 3 weeks to get all of their stuff out of their other house. So I was made promises that there would be no late payments, that there would be nothing illegal ever going on, that everything would be fine. We came to an agreement, they signed the lease, everything else, and I let them in. They wanted it to be I wanted it to be as of May 1st, but I had given them an extra week to go in and paint and get it ready to go. After the first month, they were starting to fall behind already. Within the second month, that's when I had heard the story and was told the story that she was found in the garage and needed to be taken to the hospital. At that time, I spoke to Stephen and agreed to let them stay there if she did 30 days of inpatient treatment, and then they had went for a couple weeks and never answered the phone. When I did finally get in touch with them again, then I had found out that she had checked herself out after only 4 days.
Check myself out of what?
Then
Let me allow her to give some background. She's anxious to talk. What do you want to tell me today?
Stacy is a well-known scam artist as well as a compulsive liar, obviously, okay? This year, she filed taxes for her boyfriend in Missouri. He got back like $5,000 in a refund. She went ahead and kept that and then proceeded to put a restraining order against him so that, to make him seem like he was the one
money
wrong.
and then put a restraining order so you couldn't
Yes, how do you feel about it? Yeah,
Objection, once again. There was a restraining order put up because that is what he accused me of, but even after the police looked into it, they found it all to be completely false. It never happened.
Well, how did you buy the horse
This is
that
so
you
good.
bought?
We may never have to get to the property damage. Go ahead.
Oh my God.
Take your time.
Goose frog by here, okay? Oh my. Okay. Aside from that, she also she's pressured men into marrying her. She's bought engagement rings for herself. She's been married 3 times, divorced 3 times because of her mental incapabilities and instabilities as well. Let's see what else. She has a history of violence. She kicked a police officer in his groin, and then proceeded to try and file a lawsuit against the Rockford Police Department for police brutality when they wrestled her to the ground for injuring the officer. Okay.
This is absurd, and I like how she thinks she knows what's going on.
Let me just say, the only reason I'm allowing her to go down this track of personal information because you opened the door to it.
No, I understand that, Your Honor, but her personal information has a direct effect on this case.
You say that her heroin addiction has something to do with the case?
Yes, it does.
The property damage?
I say her mental ailments have something to do with the case.
Okay. Let's get to the property damage.
My bills are paid. Are yours?
Ooh, yeah.
Then after I let them go in and they fell behind right away, I started to, I think the first eviction notice I sent up there was in July.
Of 09?
I'm sorry, I said 09, I meant 2010.
She has memory problems.
10, just this past July?
Yes.
All right.
Then I sent another one up there in August, and at that time, this was also a joke to them that she signed the eviction notice Mickey Mouse when she received it.
Did you all receive eviction notices for failure to pay?
That's not even a legal document. That was a joke to me, Your Honor.
And that's how evictions begin. You
Right, and let me also add that she broke her own lease. Do you know how many times
How
she raised
did she break her own lease?
Okay, several ways. We were supposed to have per security. We never had it. Okay, that was part of the $50, $875 was what we were being charged for rent. 50 of that was for per security. But 1 month later, she raised it by $25 for some mysterious reason. 2 months after that, she raised it by another $100.
Yes, I did. Because at that time, that's when they fell behind. We had made an agreement.
So you raised the rent, we fall behind, you raise it?
She makes sense, ma'am. If they fell behind, what makes you think they can afford
Why would you
more?
raise it?
Because I had talked with Steven and he had made a bunch of excuses of things he was getting
Like my
from
drug
work,
addiction.
and they were getting together and they said that they would
Let's
catch
let
up by
Steven
making
talk.
my first
She has
installment.
Steven a little shook today. Steven?
I didn't say that. Actually, I asked her a few things before if the garage can be fixed, because a month before we moved in, the garage was all taken apart. We didn't get the garage fixed. A month in our stay in that house, we ended up getting robbed.
And that's when they called me and said, "Don't worry about it. We're fixing the garage. Don't send
How
anyone."
Why would we fix something that's not our
do they
property?
owe you for damaging the property? I have all your information regarding the eviction.
I have pictures of the damage they did. My house was not even recognizable.
Actually, your house was a lot worse
Sir,
before we
that's
moved
enough.
in.
That's enough. You all talk to me.
The realtor that is trying to do a short sale on it to still try to save me with all of the financial trouble that I went into won't even put it up for sale right now.
What is this showing me, ma'am?
The railings that they pulled apart.
Really? There was no railing when we moved in. We had to put that up ourselves, Stacy.
Did the railing exist when they moved in?
Yes, it did, Your Honor.
Okay.
I don't have any pictures of my house empty in the exact rooms, but I do have several pictures of just pictures that were taken
Ma'am,
inside my home. If it
I
would
don't
show
see
you.
$3,700 worth of damage
I
under
have
any
the first
circumstance.
estimate right here of all the damages
Let's
that
see.
they've done.
Hand it to me.
Is that another scam? Who'd you hire to do that for you, Stace?
You had a scam artist to do this?
Oh yes, I have so much money right now. That's why my car's going to get repossessed
No,
because
you
I
all
have
might
so much.
get the
I thought
money.
your bills were paid, sweetie.
Well, they were until you screwed me, sweetie.
You all tell me what type of damage you believe was there. Tell
Your
me the
Honor.
circumstances in which to move out.
After we moved in, we thought we were moving into a safe neighborhood. Okay, we found out really quickly that we weren't. We also found out that the home was being used as a place to grow marijuana by
Objection.
her ex.
I'm allergic to it. I would never have that in my
Allergic to
home.
it? Well, you weren't living there, so I guess you wouldn't have had a problem, would you have?
And anything
Man.
illegal, as soon as I find out, I kick them
That's
out of my
enough,
house.
ma'am.
Hence
Let her
you.
speak.
Did you? That's why you asked us to allow him to continue growing and finish his crops?
I never ever have said that. I want nothing
Ladies,
to do with illegal activity.
Let her complete her testimony. Go ahead, ma'am.
Okay. We had several problems with the neighbors there because of Stacy's very public display of her racism. Stace, why don't you show him your KKK card?
What?
You don't want to show it? Come on, you show everybody else.
I don't have a
Show it,
KKK
Steve.
card, and I believe the problems with the neighbors were because your family members
It's because you had a
stole their
Confederate
wallet and $100.
No, it was because you had a Confederate flag hanging in your
Confederate
garage.
flag has nothing to do with race.
It doesn't.
Ma'am, if she was a racist, she has had a change of heart, clearly.
My aunt, did I show you her Facebook page?
What are you going to show me on her Facebook page? She had to have a change of heart. She would not submit herself under the authority of an African American.
Exactly. She's trying to win your sympathy, but she has no sympathy for any of your history.
She must. Let's see.
There are Confederate flags
go
on
from
there,
right
but that has
here,
nothing to do with
all of
race,
that.
and I'm against the president. That is my personal choice.
President, one of your things on your Facebook is how can somebody be president who was born in Africa? He was born in Hawaii.
So some people think
You're so against him. What are his political standpoints? What are they? Why are you so against him, Stacy?
I have my personal reasons, and that
Well,
has nothing to
explain
do with
them.
what this case is about.
It has to do with the color of his skin.
And what's that have to do with the case of you trashed my house?
Your house was more trash when we moved
Do you
in.
see all that? I mean, that's horrible. It's one thing to disagree with a president, but I mean, that's clear. She urinates on him every morning.
That's what she says.
Is that what your mommy helped you with too? Is she told you what my probable password was and you altered that?
She said
altered it.
She said Obama screwed more people than Tiger Woods.
Last I checked, even if those were my opinions, this is America and I'm allowed to have it.
I don't see her saying anything specifically race-oriented as it relates to African Americans. Maybe I missed it, but let's move on from that. This property damage. You all acknowledge what?
I acknowledge one small hole in the wall that'll cost $50 to fix.
There were
more
3
holes when we moved
holes
in.
in the walls.
3, huh? Where?
There was one behind the couch.
Ma'am,
there was
all
one
I
behind
see
the door.
primarily is normal wear and tear.
They ripped the baseboards off of the walls. They ripped the moldings from around the doors. There's 3 different
ripped the
holes in the
moldings?
walls. There is dog feces on the walls and ground into the carpeting.
On the walls. Where's the pictures of the dog feces on the
Kitchen
wall?
faucet.
Was broken in half.
And we asked you several times to fix it.
I'm not the one who broke it.
Ma'am, I'm looking at the items. I will grant you something for your fence, $850. I will grant the debris and garbage removal, ma'am. I'm not granting anything. That should
We already did that, Your Honor.
that should be subtracted from the security deposit. Did they give you a security deposit?
No.
We had to work for a security deposit.
They were going
You
to do
worked it
fix-ups
off?
to the
Yes, in
house, and they
exchange
did
for?
not do any.
Yes, we did.
And kitchen faucet. You have a picture of that?
It was in
All
those.
right, pick that out for me. I did see a dirty sink.
I couldn't even do my dishes in that kitchen sink for a month, Your Honor.
Broke off right there in
I
its
had to carry water from the bathtub and put it in the kitchen sink to do my
And you
dishes.
say it was like that when you moved in?
It was coming apart.
It was coming apart. My father fixed it several times. My father just recently, unfortunately, went to jail.
Ma'am, I'll grant you the $850 for the fence. I'm not convinced that they damaged all the other things. I'm going to grant $150 for the kitchen faucet. Your carpet and tile cleaning is part of ordinary wear and tear that a person
Like we had to
has
clean them when we moved
perform.
in.
So, what did I say, $850 plus $150? $1,000 is your judgment, ma'am. Have a good day.
She just said a bunch of lies in the middle of court and is full of it.
I'm happy with the ruling because I don't think she deserved as much as she was asking for, and I think she got what she should have.